Hi Leo, welcome to your December 2019 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. A heartfelt thank you and warm blessings to all of you. For those of you that supported me through 2019, for 2018, for 2017, and for those of you, the hardcore ride or dies, you know who you are, and so do I. Thank you for all of your support. It really has meant the absolute world for me, and it's wonderful that I continue to get to do this for my work. If you want to book a personal reading with me or check out your personal year ahead, you can do so on the website addressed below. There are still spaces for the winter solstice celebration activation session, and also I have created a 2020 quarter calendar. Talks about the astrology of the full moons, the new moons for the first quarter, the big coming conjunction between Saturn and Pluto, and also talks about there's a daily tarot card pull, to set you up for your day ahead. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So, my ascendant brothers and sisters, let's have a look, see. All right, our actions and interactions with the world at large. We get the Page of Swords. This for me is, I mean, especially in this deck, right? This, because your Page of Swords is about beginnings. Sometimes it can be about job interviews. Sometimes it can be about connections made. Other times it can be about documents, paperwork, all of that sort of stuff. The fact that we've got this in our actions and interactions with the world at large, there is an idea that is shaping up for you this month. There is something that is forming in your mind. It might be something that you've thought about for quite some time. This is the month where you start to put it into action. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're launching a business or launching a big idea of anything, of any sort. It just means that you are taking the mental steps towards building whatever it is that you want to create, whether this is a business, whether it is a job, whether it's writing a book, whether anything of that nature. This is about you building the idea and the thought form in your mind. It's like you're initiating this month all of the things that are going to be relevant for you in 2020. This is about you creating the kind of energy in your mind and creating the right thoughts that you need, laying the foundations to create the things that you want to see in your life. Your actions and interactions with the world at large is about what you do. And you see there the figure, you see how she's drawing down the moon, right? For those that are in pagan circles, they'll understand what that means. It's about infusing yourself and maybe even an object or an item or something that you want to create with the energy of the full moon, right? This is about culmination. It's about bringing something into being. When the moon is full, it's all about the energy of creating what is real, of revealing something. So for a lot of you, and then you've got the owl there right under the moon, which represents wisdom or creating or collating information. So for a lot of you, you could be doing something like that as well, where you're almost bringing together the ideas and the information that you need in order to make a certain move. I kind of feel as well for Leos, and especially for Leos and Aquarians, I think there's going to be a lot happening behind the scenes this year, or as we go into. So this kind of fits in with that. 2020 is going to be a great year for us because it's going to allow us to build the foundations, and it looks like you're starting with building them in your mind before you even go anywhere. Maybe starting a new spiritual practice, maybe starting visualization work, maybe starting meditation. It's like you're making your mind a fertile ground in order to support the ideas or the things that you want to build. So December is going to be a great month for you in that respect. Money and materials, you've got the Six of Swords. If you have been worried about finances, if you've had moments where you thought to yourself, oh crap, you know what, money's not too good, the Six of Swords is a great card for that, because it really suggests that you're moving away from that difficult situation. It means that you're moving into smoother and calmer waters when it comes to your finances. Beautiful. I wonder if it's because the sun is currently in Sagittarius, right, which is a trine energy to Leo. So it offers that harmonious energy energy when it comes to your money, when it comes to your materials, especially because this Six of Swords comes through your money and materials sector. And this is really asking you, what do you envision? How do you want the first 6 months ahead of you to go? The first 6 months of 2020, what is it that you really want? Start building that picture this month. Start laying that mental groundwork this month. Start sending out the energy, the inquiry, the lines of inquiry to the universe. What is it that I need to do in order to secure this? The next 6 months ahead, when it comes to your finances, are going to be a slow, steady build towards bringing you the things that you want, right? I mean, it's going to be great. And this Six of Swords does say that whatever's happened with your finances up till now, think of it as wrapping up the cycle. This month, it's not just about closing down the year, not just about closing down the decade. This is about setting the intention for the next 6 months. When it comes to health stuff, for those of you that have health problems or health issues, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but the energy is there for transcending that experience. The energy is there for you to step beyond it and say, right, okay, you know what? What have I learned from that? What can I take from it? And what is working for me? Not what is working for other people or what is, being done for other people. What is working for me? These things are all going to become evident to you. They're going to be revealed to you this month. It's going to be a great month for money, materials, and also for laying the fertile foundations within your mind. Why do I say within your mind? Because you've got swords. Swords are all about the intellect. They're all about your mind, your mental state, capacity, and arena. So let's have a look at communications with the world at large. Okay, you got the Six of Pentacles. So what do we see straight away? Before we even go anywhere, you've got two sixes. Sixes are about balance. They're about harmony. They're about bringing the energy to a different vibration, a vibration that is harmonious and connective for you. It's also about responsibility. Whenever you see the number 6, it asks you what you're willing to be responsible for, what you're willing to grow, what you're willing to put your efforts into, what you are willing to nurture in order to make it something real, in order to make it something tangible. The fact that the Six of Pentacles falls in your communication sector, this could be a month where people are reaching out to you to help you, to bless you, to support you in some way, shape or form. Some of it might come by surprise, and some of it it's almost like somebody's going to say to you, oh, by the way, this is happening, I think you'll be perfect for it. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, where did that come from? Why? Because you've been busy behind the scenes, still, and I'm sorry to say there's going to be more of it in 2020, busy behind the scenes, working and scurrying and thinking, you know what, I'm taking 1,000 steps forward and only gaining an inch. What's going on here? Well, this kind of is almost like a little bit of a reward for that, right? It's kind of like where it's going to be alleviated. This is people reaching out to you that want to help you, that want to assist you. I like this card as a card of karmic debts repaid as well. And so for that reason, I kind of feel like you're going to have some form of a blessing that comes forward that will show you, you know what, all of that work that you're doing, it might feel like it's going unnoticed, but it isn't. It's like a tap from the universe to say, yeah, I got you. I see you busy beavering away. Now, when it comes to communications as well, it could be somebody reaching out to ask you about charity work. If you want to be involved in anything like that, my advice to you, absolutely take it on. Not just because it will build up some good karma for you, but also because it will allow you to see things from a different perspective. There's going to be new insights coming in this month for you, and it's going to be by interacting with people of a very different nature, maybe of a different understanding. It looks like there's going to be some really interesting, possibly at times heavy debates going on, but it's all going to be in the spirit of growth. You're going to find this new way to harmonize and balance your energy with the energies that surround you. I mean, beautiful. Really couldn't ask any more than that. 2 6s right in there as well, which does suggest to me as well, whatever it is that's being offered to you, whatever you're being put forward for, it has something to do with an enhancing quality when it comes to your money, when it comes to your finances. So, take all the opportunities that shape up for you this month. Okay, and then finally, your heart and half sector, your personal relationships. you get the Knight of Swords. It's all about the swords this month, right? And don't freak out, because whenever you get the swords cards, it means that you're able to traverse the difficult stuff. It means that you're able to get beyond the challenges. And funnily enough, these three are the least, probably the least challenging swords cards that you could get. So when it comes to personal relationships, the Knight of Swords says don't do anything too fast, right? If somebody comes to tell you something, it's really important that you, if it's a teenager, that you don't fly off the handle. Hear them out before you start kind of putting together your own idea of, what is or however it is. The other thing is, it could be, you've got the Six of Pentacles here as well, next to the Knight of Swords. If somebody asks you for a loan or to borrow money, this is not the month for it. Not just because it's the holiday season, but because the chances are you might be withholding a lesson that this person needs to learn. So keep that in mind. Also, with your Six of Swords, also with your Knight of Swords, for those of you that are partnered, you could kind of get this feeling of, where is everything that we're doing going? It's almost like your time just seems to zip past, right? And it's about finding ways to slow that down. The other thing is as well, your Knight of Swords can indicate fast communication coming in. So for those of you that are single, it may very well be that somebody tries to set you up, or you go somewhere and you realize they've already bought you a date and you're like, oh gosh, that's awkward. Roll with it and see where it takes you, but in terms of your personal relationships, this is a month to hear people out before you speak. This is a listen before you speak month, all right, so that you can really get a handle on what the situation actually is rather than what you think it is. Okay, so your first week of December, you have the High Priestess underneath the Page of Swords. Now, this is an interesting one because, yes, it means that you're definitely doing something behind the scenes. It does also tell me that you may be privy to some sort of information this month that nobody else has, right? And it's going to be really important that you keep it mum. It's really, really important, because the High Priestess is a hidden thing revealed, or a secret revealed. The fact that it comes with the Page of Swords, you could be learning something about your work. You could possibly be learning something about a boss. This could be something very personal or very private about another person. So it's important that you keep it under wraps. It could be as well for a lot of you that whatever you're working on behind the scenes, somebody gives you a piece of information that just absolutely takes that idea and makes you go, wow, I could do this, this and this with it, right? So keep your ears peeled, do a lot of listening in the first week of the month, and whatever you are told, keep it to yourself. This is not a month for you to share stuff that is shared in confidence. I mean, you shouldn't do that anyway, but you kind of get what I mean. Your second week of the month, you got the Justice card. So making decisions. You're making decisions to make your own finances better, and you're also making the decision to make your own health better. In terms of that Six of Swords, because 6 is a very balanced number, and then you've got the Justice card as well. This really does for me mean that your finances and your health are going to regulate this month, and it's because you're making decisions to that effect. It's almost like you're taking on, rather than, putting the responsibility out there for others, meaning taking responsibility for others, you're taking responsibility for yourself, for your own financial and physical health and freedom. These are things that you're now focusing a lot more, which is nice because it kind of feels like you're switching the energy. You've done a lot of that for other people up until recently, whereas in December you're saying to yourself, right, now I'm going to take accountability for myself in these areas so that I can divert my energy to those things. All right, so third week of the month. Ooh, okay. The Justice card is also about contracts as well. So it could be, especially with these two cards here, it could be that there's something of that nature coming in, maybe even a new job or an offer of some kind. Your third week of the month, you've got the Chariot card underneath the Six of Pentacles. I love this for you. I love, love, love it, because it really does suggest that whatever is being offered, whatever assistance is being offered, can really, really help you. It does suggest that you will probably in some ways this month be out of your comfort zone when it comes to communications. And it's going to be interesting because around this sort of, you know, the holiday time itself, it looks like there's something shaping up for you that could really be a major blessing, that could really help you get ahead in some way, shape or form. This really does feel like a month of advancement. It feels like in many ways you've got this ability to step forward. It just kind of relies on what you do with the information and the opportunities that you're given, which is, you know, fantastic. And then your fourth week that's just jumped out at me is the Hermit card. Speak ye little and listen much. This is a really, really important message for you this month. Whatever it is that is said to you, you must weigh this stuff up before you even open your mouth to speak on whatever is shared with you or whatever is divulged to you. Think long and hard about it. And if somebody says to you, you know, well, what do you think about what I've said to you? Just say to them, you know, I need time to think on this. It does look like there is going to be something this month that's divulged to you from a family member. For those of you that have children, probably a teenager. If you don't have a teenager or you don't have any children, it could be a family member or it could even be a partner. There's something that's being said to you this month that may in previous times had you fly off the handle. But this month it's like you're taking time to sit with it and say, okay, well, you've told me, you've divulged this to me. What do I actually think about it? The Hermit card always sees you withdrawing slightly so that you can figure out what it is that your intuition is trying to say about this. And look at this. I always say, you guys know this, whenever you see the Hermit, it's asking you to make yourself still enough for the High Priestess to speak, which means your intuition has got something to say to you. There's a message in this for you. So really, really interesting stuff for absolute sure. Let's have a look at your key to the month. All right, and you get the Strength card. This is the card for Leo, right? It means this month you're totally in your power. You know who you are, you know where you're going, you're feeling strong before the new year even starts. This month is a month of real advancement. It won't be big, flashy and overt, but the changes that take place internally in here and in here are really going to set the tone and the foundation for this new year and for this new decade for you. This is about coming back into your own power, chasing after the things that you truly want in your heart, the things that really mean a lot to you, and really finding the energy and the strength and the courage and the backbone, all very leonine things, to go after what it is that you truly want, to know that the foundations that you've built this year have had their purpose, and the foundations that you build next year will be the ones that you can truly springboard off of. This is an absolutely beautiful month for you. Like I said, it might not be big, it might not be flashy, might not even be overt, but it is a true month of advancement. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. For those special few of you, happy Yule. I love you to bits. For all of you, I love you to bits. Whatever it is that you celebrate, a heartfelt and warm, happy seasons greetings to all of you. Thank you so much for all of your support. Take care, and I'll see you soon.